This is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we're a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, which is being held virtually this year. Joining me right now is Rachel Goldman. She is the CEO of Paramount Gold Nevada Corp. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is PZG on the NYSE American. Rachel, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
Thank you for having us. We're delighted to be here.
Delighted to have you. So let's start off with a very quick overview and history of Paramount, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. So the current Paramount was actually created in 2015 as the spin-out of the first Paramount being acquired by Core Mining. That was in 2015. At the time that Paramount 2.0, which is our current Paramount, was created, we held the sleeper asset in Nevada. Subsequently acquired the Grassy Mountain project in Oregon through the acquisition of Calico Resources in 2016. And so where we sit right now is that we are advancing Grassy Mountain through feasibility study, which actually will be out this month, probably in the next couple of weeks, and through the permitting process as well, which will be unique from the standpoint that it's going to be the first gold mine permitted in the state of Oregon. And as we progress through that, we're also going to be starting to do some work on the sleeper project in Nevada, though that we'll have some details out also coming in the next few weeks, probably to a month.
So you actually literally just alluded to my next question, which is really what makes the company unique and different compared to some of your peers out there. And it sounds like one of those main aspects is, as you just said, is that you're looking to bring on board the first gold mine in Oregon. I mean, let's hear more about that. That's very interesting.
It is interesting. I mean, being the first in any domain is probably, it's both a good news and a bad news situation. The only bad news is that there's no precedent. So the market isn't necessarily willing to accept at face value that it will be permitted. However, our experience in engaging with multiple regulatory agencies in Oregon, both at the state level and federal level and county level, has been very positive up until this point. This is a project that's been known about for, I want to say 25 or 30 years in the state. We're in the eastern part of Oregon where there's not a lot of industry or a lot of jobs. And it's been a well-known project. People really want to see it put into production. It will create a lot of very good paying jobs in a needy part of the state.
Would you say that's the company's primary focus right now? Or is that, yes, primary focus, but we also have some other exploration going on in some of our other properties?
Yeah, no, Grassy has really been the primary focus of the company for the past number of years. The permitting process is a very involved one. Certainly getting through the feasibility study too is going to be an important milestone for the company because it will refine what are already very economic returns for this project, especially in this gold environment. And so we're really excited to get that out into the market. But at the same time, the sleeper property that we have in Nevada has been somewhat sleeping in the portfolio for the past few years. But, you know, Nevada is the best mining jurisdiction in the world, full stop.
No pun intended.
Exactly. No, but Nevada is a great jurisdiction. And certainly in this gold price environment, we're also tremendously excited to have the opportunity to go back and revisit what sleeper could be. And so, you know, look for us to put out some news with respect to what our plans are there, again, within the next month or so. We should have details out to the market about what our plans are going to be.
And Rachel, what's your background? I mean, what brought you to the Paramount team?
My background actually is capital markets. So I spent 20 years working in capital markets in Canada for a variety of institutionally focused brokerage firms. We generally, in Canada, there's a lot of emphasis on resources. So I spent a lot of time on mining and on energy. And it was somewhat serendipitous, actually, that Rudy Frank and I connected at the end of last year at the same time as I was looking for a new and exciting adventure. And this one seemed like a perfect fit. We have a very small team at Paramount. Everybody runs flat out in terms of their different areas of responsibility. And certainly it was something that I could help bring to the table is some additional contacts and experience from the capital market side to help raise the profile of the company.
And then from what you can tell us, what would you say are some of the company's value catalysts now for the rest of this year going into 2021?
Sure. So certainly the feasibility, as I mentioned, which will be coming out shortly, will be a key catalyst. The company, just at the end of June, we raised $5 million. So financially, we're in good shape to be able to deliver on all of our next deliverables, essentially, which is the fees, the continuing on the permitting process, which we don't control the timing of, but from our end, our expectation is that we'll have our next submission into the state by the end of this year as well. In addition, there is a property adjacent to the Grassy Mountain project where we're waiting on permits to start doing some drilling there. There were some very exciting historic high-grade intercepts there that would certainly add to the already robust nature of the Grassy Mountain project. And like I said, we're hoping to be able to get to work on doing some work on Sleeper as well in the coming months.
Very good. Well, with that, where can my audience go and find everything they need to know about Paramount?
Our website is probably a good place to start. We have all of the information there, all the links to our SEC filings. As mentioned, we are an SEC registered US listed company. So we put a lot of disclosure in everything that we filed. From the recent financing that we did, there was both a Canadian and US prospectus that was available as well. So there's really a lot of information out there if people want to find it.
Very good. And that's ParamountNevada.com, correct?
That's correct.
Perfect. All right. Well, Rachel, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I look forward to our next update.
Thank you. My pleasure. It was great to meet you.
Thank you. My name is Robert Kraft, and I'm your host on SNN.Network, and we're a proud media sponsor for the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek being held virtually this year. Rachel will be there presenting Paramount Gold Nevada. And thank you all for listening today.